Yeah, and I want to make this really extraordinarily clear. I've got a couple of things to say on this, but let me give you this one first, and that is, this is not a Republican-Democrat thing. It may have been even worse if John McCain were elected. I don't know, but it is not about Obama. It is not about Bush. It is about both sides. First of all, it was on the left feeling disenfranchised in 2000 with Al Gore and the way that was played. And then the right started playing that as well, and they just started attacking each other. And so people just got polarized into their positions and couldn't see logic anymore. And then and then George Bush and the Republicans betrayed the American people that voted and fought for them, because they got into this big government. They didn't protect the border. They weren't making common sense as conservatives saw it. And I believe that the Democrats, when they are honest with themselves, when it finally dawns on them, are going to feel the same way about their party as the Republicans feel about theirs right now. And that is, they don't really stand for anything. So this is not a right-left Republican-Democrat. This is a power, money, corruption thing.
Right, and I think actually it fits more, it's a better fit actually with the McCain thing, because what it started was that your side letting you down. And so you feel like even when you win, I have no power. That's really the disenfranchisement you've been talking about. Is like, even when the guy I elected gets in office, the things that we were told were going to happen are still not happening.
Yeah, they're taking us to the same destination. It doesn't matter who wins. One's taking us there quicker than the other. I would not give George Bush the power of the Patriot Act today, and I would have given it to Bill Clinton had he asked for it. You got to remember, you most likely don't know, because you may not have listened to me for very long, but I'm a guy who fought for Bill Clinton going in and shooting Osama bin Laden. You know, and is crazy. I mean, you have to remember, my job is to bring you messages. My job is to bring you the news as I see it, not anything other than my analysis of the news. That's my job. Okay, I did that in 1999, and the right reared up and, how dare you, you're just right. When I said there will be bodies and buildings and blood in the streets of New York if you don't get Osama bin Laden. You've got to listen to this guy and take him at his word. He's not bluffing. And the right came after me because the right thought I was just trying to defend Bill Clinton. We have got to stop talking about politics and look at the hard truth. Had we gone in 1999 or 1998 and gotten Osama bin Laden, the world may have been completely different. We may not have had, but we may not have had 9/11. Now, we can either make this about politics, we can make this about the messenger, or we can listen to the message and say, we don't want this to happen. And anybody who is in the sound of my voice, if you think that I am for you and a civil uprising, you're out of your mind. And let me explain why. If you think you're going to be Thomas Jefferson and the blood of patriots will have to be spilt so it will replenish the tree of liberty, if you think that this is 1776, you're sadly mistaken. This is the French Revolution that would be coming our way, not the American Revolution. And there's a huge difference. One of them ended really badly. One of them ended with a guillotine. One of them ended with really bad people taking charge. It didn't work. And here's why. Because in France, they had disconnected from God. They were not rooted in God and honor. It was a totally different thing. Benjamin Franklin said, I don't think we can do this revolution. I don't think we can have it, until he started listening to the people and realizing that the people were honorable, that they were God-centered, that they were not in it for blood, they were not in it for power, they were not in it for their own agenda. They were doing it because they felt that it was the right thing to do. It was right for the freedom of man. You got another thing coming, Jack. If you think the majority is ready for a revolution and is even mentally prepared spiritually to be able to pick sides and know which is right, there are crazy people that are in the Aryan Nation, that are in the 9/11 truthers, that are just pure anarchists. There are Marxists. There are foreign countries that would like this land. You're crazy to do anything to destabilize this country. Crazy. We must work within the framework. We must be people to get together and sit down and talk. We must vote people out and only vote people in that have some shred of honor and common decency. The world is a very dangerous place. And if anybody thinks that I am calling for or wishing for or hoping for, you're out of your mind. I understand what this means. I understand no one wants to hear it. I understand that it puts my job, my life, everything in jeopardy. I get it. But it's not going to stop me from telling you the truth. And the truth is, we are headed for rage. And the truth is, if anybody acts on that rage, we are in deeper trouble than even I think we're